Hello everybody, this is Alessandra. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen. Another seasonal dish today. We're going to be making gnocchi with artichokes and sun-dried tomatoes. Simple ingredients, delicious, very quick. The hardest part is boiling the potatoes. So let's get started. I have 2 pounds of Idaho potatoes. You need an older potato. You cannot use new potatoes, then the gnocchis will fall apart. So you need a potato that's got the darker skin on the outside. I love the Idaho baking or russet potatoes. For me, they're the best. And the 2 pounds of potatoes, I have 2.5 cups of flour. You're gonna need more for rolling, but you don't wanna add too much flour, otherwise your gnocchi will not be soft. Also, 1 egg. I boiled the potatoes. Here they are. It's steaming hot. And I add my salt. I put about a teaspoon and a half of salt right in the water. I have about 12 sun-dried tomatoes. A couple I'm going to mince into the gnocchis, and the rest we're going to use it for the sauce recipe. Let me get this closed. The steam comes out. Okay, here are the artichokes. I'm going to show you how to peel them. They're in season. Look at this little one. If you could come closer, it's just perfect. Look at this. It's beautiful. Look at all the different leaves. And it's nice and heavy. That's exactly what you want. If you don't find baby artichokes in your area and you buy the larger ones, make sure you cut them in half, and you also clean the fibrous area that's between the stem and the leaves, okay? And you need to remove a lot of them, but lucky enough in my area we have the baby ones. Then we're gonna add the sun-dried tomatoes, garlic. I have about 3 cloves, fresh parsley, extra virgin olive oil, salt, and pepper. Now let's get started. I'm gonna be peeling the potatoes and make the gnocchi. So I'm really burning my hands. So it's really hard to do the video and concentrate on not getting burned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you just for a couple minutes and I'll be right back. I'm going to chop in the sun-dried tomatoes. I just have 3 right now, 4. They're not very large, but just you want to make sure that you have little small pieces. Can you use a small chopper? Absolutely. Or you could just do it by knife. I just find it easy with the scissors. Just little piece. Egg right in. It's cooled down. You don't want to add the egg immediately because it's going to cook it. So let's get the egg in, and now let's start working the flour in. Like I said, I have 2 cups of flour here, and we're going to go a little bit at a time. I'm going to do about 2 cups first, and then leave about half a cup for later. I just want to see how it feels. It feels so soft and warm. There's something about working those that's so very relaxing. Still feels very wet. I'm gonna add the remaining of the flour and work it in. Now, if you want to make this a totally vegan recipe, just leave the egg out and do the same process. It'll be okay. And also another great thing is that this recipe is the sun-dried tomato, the artichoke. So if you don't put any Parmigiano or Pecorino Romano on it, absolutely a vegan recipe too. Okay, the dough is ready. Now let's get it rolled out and make the gnocchis. Start rolling the gnocchi out. It's a soft, wonderful dough. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is make the logs. And you want them, I'm going to say about an inch thick. I'll show you. As we roll it out, the camera could come closer. Now you could use either the cutter right here or, okay, see them? They need to look like? Or a sharp knife. So this is the size you want them. And then on the rough part of the table where you first rolled all the dough, you're going to take it, come closer so you could see. You're gonna hold these little pillows and then just roll like this. See that? Like this. If you want rich gnocchis in the back of a fork, you roll them just like this. You see how the ridges form? There it goes. Okay. Now, of course, I grew up with gnocchis that did not have ridges, so I prefer them that way. But if your nonna made them with the ridges or your mother made them like that, go ahead and do that. Now, I have a large tablecloth on my side. I'm gonna sprinkle it with some flour, then pick up the gnocchi and just layer them here until I'm ready to boil them. I'm going to continue on and I'll be back in a little bit. Before I continue, I want to show you something. Look, now I'm going to already cut like this, right? So look at this, you have this beautiful slice. Cut it in half. So half of your job is already done. It's already, look, the log is already made. See that? Sprinkle the flour on it. You see how easy? Again, you have already, the shape is long, so it's really easy to continue on. Like this. Perfect. Okay, the gnocchis are made. I'm going to cover them. Leave them covered until you're ready to boil them. First part, half a lemon in cold water. And that's going to avoid the artichokes getting dark. Now, I'm gonna grab the little artichokes I want to show you. First thing you're gonna do is come closer, is cut the tip, the front part off. Okay, see how nice and white? That's the part you want. Peel the outside, just like this, till you get to the tender leaves. And you'll know that the leaves are tender because they're going to be a lighter color. Like this. Now, with the knife, you trim the sides of the stem. Like this. The sharper the knife, the easier the job. Now, also, when you clean the artichokes, your fingers will get dark. So if you have a new manicure or an event to go to, wear gloves. Now I'm going to cut it in half, and then again, so I'm going to quarter them. Here it goes, and right into the lemon water, so they don't oxidize and get dark. Again, I'm going to do another one. Cut the front part off. There it goes. See this one, how beautiful, how many layers of leaves it has? This is definitely a nice one. Pull the sides off like this. Okay, then trim the top, the outside, and then quarter it. Okay, now I'm gonna continue on and be right back. Let's move over to the stove and get them cooked. We're 4 to 5 people, so I'm going to do about 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. You don't forget, this is the only condimento, this is the only condiment that it gets, so you want to make sure that it's nice and saporito and tasty. So I'm going to slice, I have the flame on medium, and I'm going to slice the garlic right in. To pack dry the artichokes, so you don't want, by adding with all the water, it's going to just create a disaster. And you know I'm part of the cleanup crew, so that's definitely a good way to do it. Just pat it down a little bit. You want the oil just gold, the garlic just golden in the oil. See that? Oh, I wish you could smell it. It smells really great. Artichokes in. Perfect. We're going to add I chopped the sun-dried tomatoes, so that goes in. Give it a good stir and let it saute. Now is a good time to add the salt. I'm going to do about half a teaspoon of salt. And just keep stirring, saute it for just a couple minutes. Now, on the side, I have the pot of hot water that I already set up to boil the gnocchi. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab about a cup of water and I'm going to add it here. And what that does, it's going to cook down it's going to make the sun-dried tomato moist, it's going to cook the artichokes, and it's going to bring everything, all the flavors together. Let's add the water in. Lower your flame. Now put a lid on it and let it simmer until it cooks through. Let's take a look. Wow, perfect. It's nicely cooked. I'm going to do a little taste testing, make sure that it's perfect. Bear with me, otherwise I'm going to burn myself like I do all the time. Perfetto. Delizioso. A little trick about boiling the gnocchis, because I remember when I drop the gnocchis, it all splatters back and I burn myself. So I figured out the paper plate method. So what I do is pick up my gnocchi, put them in a paper plate like this, and then let's go right over to the stove and I show you how I drop them in the water. It's very close into the water, so like that it doesn't splatter back. Give it a good, not a good stir, just give it a stir so they don't stick together gently. You got to be gentle. And you see, as soon as they come up, they're ready. They're ready to be removed. It's going to come back up to a boil because once you add the gnocchis, it kind of stops the boiling process. So make sure that the heat is constantly on high. There it goes. They're all coming up. See, they come all on top. They're cooked. Let's drain them right here. Now, the water has been salted, so I placed the salt previously. Look how beautiful they are. I'm going to remove them all and add the next plateful in. Ready to add the gnocchis. Now, you need to be extra gentle when you do this, okay? Because you don't want to break the gnocchi up. Get your heat on medium. Just give it a good stir. I'm going to chop a little bit of fresh parsley in. For color and flavor. Then to get this plate all coming together, we're going to add Parmigiano Reggiano. The more the better. The more Parmigiano, the better, because it gives it creaminess. If you feel that it's a little dry, use a little bit of your gnocchi water and just add to it to mix everything nicely. I found that the spatula is better because as you give it a turn, you're not breaking the gnocchi. They are very delicate. But look how nice and everything is mixed and the flavors are all coming together. Fresh cracked pepper brings the plate all together, a little bit for the decoration too. By the way, this is only for pictures. I'm not going to be eating this little. I deserve a double portion. So here it is, delicioso. Thank you for watching. Wait, I know I got to do the taste test, otherwise it's just not the same. Unbelievable. Subscribe, hit the bell button. So many recipes coming up. Thank you for my followers. You're growing and it's just a really wonderful journey. Grazie, alla prossima, arrivederci. Ciao ciao.